now it's time for this more afternoon session of Children's GBC with George Buxton, as it is the very first week of March, obviously. Here it is. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, here we are then. We are now on to a brand new week here on Children's GBC. It's Monday, and it's 9th of March today. So, here we have some of your favourite programmes coming your way. And for the first time, now we may have had Brum a few times over, well, we're going to be starting our new programme just for the Children's GBC. And that's Brum, which is coming up later on this morning. But right now on Children's GBC, it's time to begin with The Adventures of Parsley. And of course, we have a double bill of it. So, obviously, it's called Who's Who. That's the first one. And of course, we'll have one that's called Inventing Day in about 5 minutes.
One day, Parsley was out for a walk in the herb garden when he came across Dill, fast asleep. By his side, there was a piece of paper with some writing on it, and said Parsley, "Who wants to be in Who's Who, anyway?"
Okay, so we've already had the first episode, which is called Who's Who, which I'm glad that Parsley was okay. And now, here we go with the next episode of our double bill. It's called Inventing Day.
"Today," said Parsley, "feels like an inventing day. Like the real thing."
And that was The Adventures of Parsley. And we'll have more double bill of the Parsleys probably tomorrow. But back to today on Children's GBC, here's another double bill programme. And this time it's Christopher Crocodile. And in today's episode, it's called Seaside. That's the first of them. And of course, we'll have one that's going to be talking about Africa in about 5 minutes.
Every summer, the people of Muddytown had a fair with lots of tents, sideshows and games.
What I mean?
And that was the first episode of our double bill. So here we go with the next one now, and it's Africa.
If there's trouble down in Muddytown, you know who you should call. There's a cool reptile with crocodile style who's always on the ball. Christopher, the crocodile.
Something very strange was happening in Muddytown. The sun was actually shining.
This is marvellous and crocodilious and altogether mudiparious.
There's a cool reptile with crocodile style who's always on the ball. Christopher, the crocodile.
And that was Christopher Crocodile, the double bill. And we'll have more fun with Christopher Crocodile probably tomorrow afternoon. But right now on Children's GBC, it's now time to head on down to Tales of Aesop. And in today's story, it's called Cry Wolf. Have you ever heard of a story about the boy who cried wolf? No? Well. Yeah, anyway, so you'll find out why in this story of Tales of Aesop today.
a special day in the village. It was speech day, the day when all the animals got together to listen to each other giving speeches.
And that was Tales of Aesop. Yeah, so it turns out that Cried Wolf really isn't like a story. Except there was no boy in it, so it's obviously one ant creature who's called a Cried Wolf. Weird. But anyways, now before we head on down to a GBC premiere of Brum, here we have one program for today, and it's Molly's Gang, and someone's took a whiffing out of it. Oh! That was Molly's Gang. Well, that's a bit of a whiff in here, isn't it? But anyways, the next program it'll be the Children's GBC premiere. Now, obviously, because we may have not had the complete series of it yet, so here we go then. And as promised, to one person who has requested me to broadcast the Brum episodes from Series 1 all the way to Series 3, and as well as others. But here's the first ever episode of Brum, and in today's episode, Brum to the rescue. Well, more likely, Brum gets stuck on the roof as he was trying to get the little girl's balloon back down. Well, that's a bit of a funny one, but scary at the same time. But anyways, here's Brum.
It was Brum's day for exploring the big town. He was brumming his way along the pavements, past the fire station, when what do you think happened?
was Brum. And yeah, that was the first ever episode of it. And we'll have another episode of Brum tomorrow. But back to today on Children's GBC. So here we go for the next programme. It's going to be called The Big Nights. And today's episode is called The Royal Escort. Yeah, and I certainly don't mean a Ford Escort, because as most cars are very royal, but not a Ford Escort, if you get the drift. Anyway, here's The Big Nights.
The height of 2 men, the weight of 4, the strength of 16. Sir Boris, finest swordsman in the world, and his brother, Sir Maurice, not the finest swordsman in the world, but the most enthusiastic. And their noble pets, Sir Horace the dog and Sir Doris the hamster, the Big Night.
Certainly.
Was the Big Nights. Well, mind you, I suppose that you could say that I'm afraid that Sir Boris and Maurice are going to get their heads chopped off. Well, luckily it's not going to happen in another episode. But back to today, so here we go with the last programme for today, and here we have another Children's GBC premiere. At this time, we're going to take a look at Bucky O'Hare, and I'm not talking about O'Hare Bear, obviously, just obviously Bucky No Hair. Now, if you remember, when we first broadcast this program back in Children's FTV, well, here's another one, and it's Bucky O'Hare, and I believe this one's called War of the Wolves.
In another dimension, another time and space, a parallel universe is falling on its face. When out of the chaos, who else could it be but the animal adventurers from SPACE? Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! Mutants and aliens and toads beware! You're looking for adventure? Well, this is it! With Jenny, Deadeye, Blinky, and Willie DeWitt, I said Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare!
And now an update on Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars!
In the battle of the universe, you don't know what's next. You only know amphibians are made it complex. When you check out your scanner and the evil that it poses, there's only one course of action. Let's cook us some toads! Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! He goes where no ordinary rabbit would dare. If your righteous indignation has suffered a hit, and your photon accelerator is broken a bit, and you're losing your mind, and you're having a fit, get the funky fresh rabbit who can take care of it. It's Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! You say Bucky! I said Bucky! Bucky O'Hare! Let's croak us some toads!
I just can't get...
2, 1!
In another dimension, another time and space, a parallel universe is falling on its face. When out of the chaos, who else could it be but the animal adventurers from SPACE? Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! Mutants and aliens and toads beware! You're looking for adventure? Well, this is it! With Jenny, Deadeye, Blinky, and Willie DeWitt, I said Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare!
And now an update on Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars!
In the battle of the universe, you don't know what's next. You only know amphibians are made it complex. When you check out your scanner and the evil that it poses, there's only one course of action. Let's cook us some toads! Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! He goes where no ordinary rabbit would dare. If your righteous indignation has suffered a hit, and your photon accelerator is broken a bit, and you're losing your mind, and you're having a fit, get the funky fresh rabbit who can take care of it. It's Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! You say Bucky! I said Bucky! Bucky O'Hare! Let's croak us some toads!
And that was Bucky O'Hare. And sadly, that was the last programme for this afternoon. And don't forget, now, tomorrow morning, that George Buxton, however, will be back again, as he will be broadcasting some new Sodor Railway Tales' 80th anniversary editions tomorrow morning, so make sure you do not miss it. Well, bye-bye everyone. See you tomorrow afternoon as well. Bye-bye. Is GTB, and now it's time to take a look at some points of view as we travel back to March of 1992. And here is your presenter, Anne Robertson, before Weakest Link.
Good evening, Anne. It's nice to be back. Points of View was knocked off its perch last Wednesday because of football, as were a great many other programmes. In fact, whichever way you twisted and turned last Wednesday between 7 and 9:30, you pretty well ended up with blokes kicking.
Love and promises and make them last.
You're watching GTV, and if you think that Bucky O'Hare was good on Children's GBC earlier on this morning, well, here we go with Home and Away, and it's definitely not Bucky and Away.